Gotta say, this is nice. My lovely wife made some pancakes and sausage for breakfast here in Ocala, Florida, where we spent all day yesterday at SeaWorld with all the kiddos. Have 5 kids with us, and we're staying here at this KOA campground in these nice cabins, and they are nice. As you can see, I'm sitting on the front deck from the front door of it, and I got this little retainer pond behind me that adds a little bit of nice scenery. Canopy umbrella here at this outdoor table. There's a nice large Weber charcoal grill. I believe it's charcoal. It might be gas, I don't know. But yeah, it's a up to 8-person capacity cabin. Bunk bed systems on one side, 2 sets of bunk beds, and then a pull-out small couch, your love seat size couch, and it ends up being like a twin bed, or maybe a full, and then a separate room, full bathroom, and then a separate bedroom on the back corner of it, back side of it, and TVs in both the living space as well as the main bedroom, and so cable, all that jazz. It's a fully functioning kitchen. So obviously, wife made breakfast. We were only here for the day yesterday at the park, and so drove down Friday night. Instead, got here late, and then went to the park all day yesterday, and then we're supposed to be out of here around 11 o'clock today. And we'll probably hit up the pool with the kids after we check out of the cabin, let them have some fun in the pool, and then do our 3.5-hour drive back up to home. Brought the dog with me here. Zoro's chilling. He enjoyed some peace and quiet in a nicely air-conditioned cabin. There's 2 air conditioners in there, one in the main bedroom and then one out in the living space. I wish there was a fan or something, or another air conditioning unit in the area where the bunk beds were, because it was, when we got here, it was very warm. So if I come back to this place, which is definitely a place worth coming back to, the rates were pretty good, under $150 a night. So when you've got 8 people, $150 a night, it's pretty darn good. And to have the extra commodities and stuff with the kitchen and everything. And I mean, hotels are nice, but when you have a bunch of young kids, a bunch of noise, yeah, trying to figure out sleeping arrangements with boys and girls in those preteen years, it's tricky. It's not fun, and hotels, get quite expensive, especially, this size of a group. Definitely 2 rooms. Trying to find a hotel with joining rooms so that you can keep tabs on, because they're not old enough to have a room, 3 or 4 doors down, and that kind of a thing. So yeah, these cabins work out great for that situation if you're a family that has that scenario. So next time I'll bring a small tabletop fan to try to blow some and get some of that cold air, help circulate that cold air into that area, into that bunk bed area, so that room cools off a lot faster for the kids. But, and another thing to mention, the KOA here in Kissimmee does not give you the fridge in there. It's a really good sized fridge. There's no ice maker in it, and there's no ice cube trays, nothing. So you either buy a bag of ice, or bring your own ice cube trays, which is kind of an odd thing to try to remember. So you're probably going to end up buying a bag of ice, whether it's from the camp store if you are here between the hours that it's open, or you hit up one of the gas stations or I think there's a Walmart like not even 2 miles down the road. So anyways, gonna have to get your own bag of ice so that you have ice, because I can't live without ice. So I'll give you a little walkthrough of the cabin with the camera after I get all the family out. It'll be messy from us staying for 2 nights, but at least you'll see the layout of the cabin, not from their website. There is a fire ring down here and a nice stone pad. You'll see that here in a little bit too. It's nice. We're in Florida in the beginning of the summer. It's friggin' hot. It was a real field temp was over 100 degrees yesterday afternoon while we were at the park. So staying cool was a major priority. Staying hydrated, major priority, in order to still have fun. I wasn't going to do a campfire. Wasn't going to fiddle around with that. The difference in doing your outings and camping versus staying in hotels versus staying in cabins, trying to figure that out. When you have a good sized family, lots of kids, going to amusement type places where you're going to be out, going to be gone all day in a park and everything, I'm too darn exhausted at the end of the night to get back here and have to fiddle around with a campfire and doing marshmallows, s'mores, and all that junk, and bringing the firewood, especially for just a quick trip, a 2-night trip. Leave all that at home. The other thing to leave at home when you're doing these kind of trips, whether it's an amusement park or if it's just going into the Smokies where you're just doing a lot of different sightseeing, shopping adventures, that kind of thing, and again, just gone all day. Bringing bicycles to a campground like this when we're doing this kind of outdoor planned activities. Kids end up not really riding their bikes. They're too exhausted. They go to bed, they wake up, we're gone to do all the stuff we want to do for the day. The bikes don't get ridden. It's not worth trying to hitching a bike rack or a trailer and hauling all those bicycles for them to be able to just have the option to ride their bike around the campground for 5-10 minutes before we gotta go. I mean, it's just not worth it. Most dads will agree with me. So I'm gonna finish enjoying my breakfast here. That noisy truck is as loud as it has ever gotten. Traffic really is a side road, so it's not bad. Yeah, everybody slept just fine. No issues with road noise and all that stuff. I love being on the backside here with this little pond over here. There's an apartment complex over this way. Some kind of a clubhouse facility building over here, and then the Sam's Club is back behind my head. So yeah, it's nice. I really enjoyed staying here, and the kids, everything just worked out really well for under $150 a night. This is an awesome way to go. Oh, and the other thing versus hotels, motels. At least with this, I have my own parking space for this cabin that I don't have to worry about in crowded places like amusement parks and stuff. Hotels around there, hotels around airports that are insanely busy, always full. Trying to find a place to park the car that's somewhat close to where your hotel room is. Sometimes that can be a nightmare depending on where and what hotel. So yeah, nice thing about cabins, campgrounds, that kind of thing. You get it's your parking space. Nobody parks there but you, because that's the spot that you're renting for the time that you're here. So let me see if there's anything else. Zoro, is there anything else that I'm missing? Come on, bud. Am I forgetting anything? I'll point out here in the video. I'll also I'm gonna walk around the campground with him again. Get a walk in for him and pick out probably my top 3 favorite campsites for RVs, trailers, if that's your deal. I would love for that to be my deal, but I don't have $160,000 to spend on a 36-foot rig for 8 people to sleep in, and a nice large vehicle to tow it. I don't have that kind of money, at least not yet. So, and plus, short trips, less than 5-hour drive when you're hauling all those people and everything, and it's just a quick 1 or 2 nighter. Not having to haul a large travel trailer or driving a motorhome and having a vehicle pulled behind it so that you can go to the places that you want to go. Not doing all of that. Just the simplicity is just so nice. You get the experience of not being in a hotel, and a lot of the comforts of what a cabin like this is, without all those other hassles, without all that extra risk of the towing on the highways and traffic and all that, and hitching up and doing all of your lines for your sewer and water and all that stuff in the campground, leveling your unit out, that kind of stuff. For short trips, it's really nice not to have to do all that. And I think the pricing is very, very reasonable. So, with that, I'm going to finish breakfast, clean up the cabin, show you the cabin, show you a couple of the nicer spots for RVing in this campground, and yeah, we'll go to that. So, nice little fire ring here. It's got a fence with some bushes, and there's a retaining pond back over there. So, little bench there, back patio area, as you saw where I was sitting and enjoying my wife's breakfast she made me. Love my wife. There's the grill over there. It is a propane, and so this is the deluxe cabin that is 8-person cabin, and it's the one that has the bunk beds, the 2 sets of bunk beds. So you come in, here's your living space, and get the door. Like I said, good sized fridge, microwave, 2-burner stovetop, sink, cabinets, furnishes all of your glassware and plates and everything. Gives you toaster, teapot, and regular coffee pot. And then they also are so kind to provide a Keurig if that's your cup of tea, or cup of coffee more appropriately. Not a Keurig fan for good old black strong deliciousness coffee. Nice big TV. I always love to see how these places decorate these cabins, what kind of pictures and stuff and signs and things they hang on the wall. That's your pull-out into a full-size bed. So that's where my oldest son slept. Nice window furnishings, all good, nice blinds, not your cheap, dinky, rickety ones. So, air conditioning unit right there. As you can see, it does well heating the main living space, but where the bunk beds are, back here, there is no air conditioner. There is heat everywhere, and that's gas heat, and so that's nice. But we're in, sub-central Florida, so not a whole lot of heating, maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the whole freaking year. But yeah, I gotta bring that chair down. So, yep, bunk beds right here. And then we go back, and bathroom. Yep, bathroom, toilet, shower, sink, mirrors, all that. About to sneeze. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Full-length mirror right there on the wall, and here's the main bedroom, the suite room for the wifey and myself. And so love the reading lights. Love that they did these hooks on here. That way you can, obviously there's not enough space for a dresser or nightstand, full-blown nightstands or anything. You have your little table here to put your suitcase bags, whatever, or sit and to put on shoes and whatnot. But it's nice to, just all these hooks on the walls in here to hang jackets, purses, keys, whatever you need. So the hooks I thought that was a smart idea, for the sake of the fact that they build these cabins only so big. Those are your nightstand deals in the corners there. And itty bitty TV, probably like a 16, maybe an 18-inch, something like that. But sufficient. Again, heating and air conditioning unit right there. Ceiling fan. Yes, thank goodness, ceiling fan. So that's the inside of the cabins, and like I said, under 150 bucks a night. This is nice. This is nice. I personally prefer this over a hotel room. I just do. I've been in lots of hotels over the years, growing up, parents staying at hotels. I've stayed at hotels, and some people love hotels. It's just not me. So, thumbs up from me for these cabins. I think they do a very nice job. Alright. We're gonna take the kids to the pool. Actually, kids are already at the pool, so we can go join them before we head out of here. Okay, so now that we're back at home and in the computer here, showing you the campground. Here's the map of it at the KOA here in Kissimmee. And so that's the cabin we stayed at right here. That cabin. Next photo you'll see, and I'm just going to run through. I walked through the campground, took photos of the campsites that I thought were probably the better campsites. Mainly looking for the criteria of most amount of space between you and the other campers, and having the most vegetation, most greenery there, and space, ground space for setting up all kinds of things, places, area to park your bicycles, large pad with the nice seating and grilling, cooking areas and all that kind of stuff. So this was actually this campsite 128, right across from the cabin from us. So that guy right there, 128 and then 129, both I thought were really nice. Same thing with the cabin with 128, you got nobody on this side of you. You're on the side there, and you got some nice shade. That was the other thing that I liked about that, is you got lots of shade, and there's just a little more privacy. Okay, there's one again, 128, and then that's 129 right next to it. Again, lots of shade and privacy and all that jazz. Alright, next one I thought was kind of nice was this guy. This is site number 120. If we go back to the map, that's this one right here. This is your dump station to get rid of your sewage out of your trailer. So I liked the idea that you only have one space there, that way, between that and with that gap, and it's fairly close to the entrance. I personally don't like, for safety security reasons, being in one of the sites that's right up at the entrance or on the back side or somewhere along here where you have road access almost immediately to your
camper to your site, that makes you a little more vulnerable to theft, to break-in and theft, whether it be your car or your camper or whatever. So that's kind of one thing that I like to keep in mind to stay away from, is not be in a spot of the campground that's super easy for somebody to break in, grab, and go and get away with it without ever being seen or anything like that. So that's just something that I like to keep in mind. But yeah, I thought this was a nice spot. It's kind of sort of in the middle. There's not a whole lot of shade or anything, but it's just an easy pull through, and it's close to the entrance without being too close to the entrance. If you don't like trees because you don't like gunk getting onto your camper or car or whatever, then yeah, that's a good spot, number 120. Alright, the next one is 118. It's just a couple down. I liked how, again, there's a little bit of shade, the little fire ring there, lots of patio area, deck area, grill and bench and all that kind of stuff, and it's just a good bit of grass there, a nice grass spot, and yeah, I thought that was good. That's number 118. Yeah, this guy right here, 118. Alright. Oh, and another reason why I thought 118 was really good is because guess what? It's right over there by the playground, jumping pad, dog park area and basketball. So if you have kids or and you don't mind the noise, a little bit of noise from the kids when they're playing there, then that's a great spot, because you can be in your campsite, in and out of your camper, and still be so close to the playground area that you can keep an eye on your kids. So that's was the other good positive about Site 118, as well as 120. Sorry, yeah, 120 and 118 are they're right there next to the playground. So that's kind of cool. The next one was this Site 108 here. Again, just lots of space between you and your neighbor, and lots of patio space and fire ring there, and just I thought that was a nice camp spot. That was 108, which is right here, and he's right there along the strip of the smaller sized cabins, and again, really close to the playground. So just a nice spot, 108. You're on the end there. Just good spot in this campground. Alright, the next one is site number 100. And there's Zorro down there at the bottom of the photo as I was walking him around to take these photos. But yeah, again, lots of space, lots of grass there, some shade with the trees. Also, you're straight to that center road that goes through the middle of the campground. This also puts you in a good spot for what was it? 100, yeah, right here. So this puts you really close to the pool area, really close. You're right there across from the office check-in area and the showers and bathrooms and all that kind of stuff. So that's just, it was a nice spot. I thought that's definitely one I would stay at. Number 100. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. There we go. Alright, so that's site number 100. The next one that I really liked, that I thought was a good one, was this guy right here. Again, it's right up next to the cabin and right behind the pool facility area and the washer and dryer building there. So that's kind of nice. Again, you're by yourself in that spot there, number 301. Just tons of privacy, tons of green grass area, and all of that. So 301 right here, literally, again, right across from the check-in office, right up next to the pool and the laundry facility and gym thing. So if that's your deal, that's an awesome spot. 301 is nice. It's not a very long spot, and it's one that you have to back in. It's not a pull through, it's a back in, so keep that in mind. But as you can see, that's a big camper there. It's a big spot. So yeah, I liked that one. I liked that one quite a bit. These are the just wanted to show the tent sites. They're really right there again next to the bathrooms. It's kind of cool that you got your own little wash station with running water here, with a sink so you can clean up all your stuff. This is nice. I would say that this is probably a 6-man tent right here, and he just barely fits on that pad. I didn't go and bother to measure this pad, but any bigger of a tent than that, it's not going to fit on there. And kind of the downside is this is pea gravel right here. This is all pea gravel, and I don't like that. I don't like the idea of setting my tent up on top of that. If anything, I'd prefer it to be sand over the pea gravel, but ideally, you know, grass ground. That way it's easy to stake in. Avoiding rocks because you don't want the pea gravel. Yeah, I don't know why some places do this, but places do it. But for staying in a tent, I prefer not. But they're still nice. It gives you a nice big patio, fire ring, tables, all that in your wash station there, and it's right up against the bathhouse area, so you quick, super quick to the bathroom, showers, restroom, all that stuff. So that was something that was kind of nice. All right, the next pull through camper site. This was 201. Yeah, 201. Let's go back to the map real quick. I'll point out where that's at. 201, right across from 301. So again, super close to the check-in office and the pool and all that stuff. And it's just wide. It's a long pull through, and it's just wide. And so that's what I liked about it. And of course, you know, right there by the main road that goes through the middle of the campground, you have all these trees and everything. This is kind of cool that they brought this shade deal to connect to their awning to really, you know, totally enclose them shade wise on their patio area, which is neat. So yeah, I thought that was a good spot too. Alright, and the last one that I have for you is number 112. Yeah, it requires a bit of effort and leveling on this guy. It wasn't the most super level spot on the end of that strip here. I'll show you. 112 right here. 113 was okay, but I liked 112 a little bit better because it provided more shade. Is really why I preferred that one. And I don't always like being on the corner. I don't know. Between those two sites, I preferred the 112. Again, it gave you more shade and gave you lots of grass here and trees and all that. So I thought that was a nice spot as well. But that's it. A couple of things that I forgot to mention about the cabin, staying at the cabin. Night lights, definitely a bring, especially if you have kids, but even if you don't have kids, it's nice to have a couple small little night lights to plug into some of the outlets in the cabin, because you know you're not super familiar with the layout of the cabin. Not that it's big, but it's just nice to have some lighting down low on the floor, so you can, and when you got to go to the bathroom, or the kids got to go to the bathroom, it's just easier to navigate through the cabin without having to flip lights on, by having a couple of night lights placed here and there strategically. So that was one thing. The other thing that I forgot to mention earlier was coffee. Yes. Another beauty of cabins versus hotels is cabins, coffee maker, you bring your own coffee. That way you have the comfort and the joy of a nice fresh cup of coffee just like you drink at home, and rather than dealing with the hotel ones that are the instant ones that are just garbage. That's just garbage coffee. Or if you go down to the lobby to get some and whoever made it just made it super weak. Yeah, seems to happen all the time. So my preference is to bring my own coffee, and that's, you know, with the cabin, that's something you can do. So I believe that's all. I know this is a super long video. If you stayed with it and watched the whole thing, I hope it was very helpful to you, and gives you another mindset and a totally different outlook on the idea of staying in cabins in the campgrounds rather than at hotels, and all the positives to it definitely outweigh the negatives. Very, very, very few negatives. In my mind, at least, almost no negatives. So that's that. And like, subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.